A trade on a Monday right after the World Series. Welcome back to Cincinnati Reds Daily. I'm your host, Greg. The Dodgers won the World Series in a crazy Game 7 over the not the Tampa Bay Rays. I had the Tampa Bay Rays on my mind because you'll see why in a second. Over the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto in a crazy Game 7. What a Game 7 that was, but the Dodgers won. Unfortunately, I think a lot of us were rooting for the Blue Jays. But the Monday after the World Series, the Reds have made a trade. Is it a huge one? Not really. The Reds have traded outfielder Ryan Vilade. I think it's Vilade. I'll go with Ryan Vilade to the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for cash considerations, the team announced earlier this morning. The Reds acquired the outfielder off of waivers from the Cardinals back in June. He appeared in one game. It was actually the game where Nick Martinez was going, I believe, for a no-hitter in the ninth inning. He was in left field in that game. He did not get an at-bat. I believe he was just a defensive replacement out there. In 65 games with AAA Louisville, Vilade slash 296, 381, 536 with 31 extra base hits, including 12 home runs. The Reds have some prospects that they're likely wanting to add to the 40-man to protect them ahead of December's Rule 5 draft. So this move simply clears up a roster spot. On the Rule 5 draft, just real quick on how that works. So if you're watching this and you don't know what I'm talking about by protect them for the Rule 5 draft, the Reds have some minor leaguers that they need to, if they don't want to get taken in the Rule 5 draft, they have to put them on the 40-man roster. So let's say a guy like Leo Balcazar, who's playing really good in the Arizona Fall League. If the Reds elected not to put him on the 40-man roster, a team could pick him up in the Rule 5 draft. Now, here's what happens. Let's say the Mets were to pick up Leo Balcazar in the Rule 5 draft. He would have to stay on their major league roster the entire season for them to keep him. If they took him off the major league roster, they would have to send him back to the Reds. So that's kind of how the Rule 5 draft works. So a lot of these minor league guys that are in lower levels, you don't have to worry about too much because teams would have to keep them on the major league roster the entire season. Obviously, it's easier to do that with a position player than to stash a pitcher that you don't think's ready to pitch. But that's kind of how the Rule 5 draft works, and I just want to clear that up a little bit for those of you who might not know what I'm talking about. Last week, the Reds non-tendered Santiago Espinal and Ian Jabot. Both players did elect free agency and declined their minor league options. So it's one day after, it's a Monday right after the World Series, 2 days after the World Series, and the trade has already been made. Again, I wouldn't read too much into this. This is probably just clearing up a spot for guys like Leo Balcazar, who are playing very well in the Arizona Fall League, to get a spot on the 40-man to protect them from possibly going to another team. And I don't even think I said what he was traded for. Maybe I did earlier, but he was traded for just cash. So again, it's simply a move just to clear up a roster spot. So anyways, just wanted to come on here and give an update. The Reds have made a trade. It's obviously not a significant one. There will be lots of updates we have for you all off season long here on Cincinnati Reds Daily. Thanks for following along. As always, we'll see you next time, and go Reds.